hello. I have arrived. Artist, archivist, future man, and tonight, witch in training. You can call me Tiberious Vanderfield. Hello. Hello. So yes. So, tonight, Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I've got to say, I'm a little bit pleased that after yesterday's controller-related issues, we're playing a game that is single player. Yes. I don't know if they would necessarily persist, because I don't know what was causing them in the first place, but if we suddenly had the controller disconnect or anything of that sort in Guilty Gear, that would be bad. So, I'm a little bit glad that we're not planning on playing Guilty Gear this week. So yes, that being said, of course we do intend to resume it next week, but we'll get into the business. Well, I guess we'll get into the business now. That's what we're here for. Yes. So, once again, tonight, Mika and the Witch's Mountain. Tomorrow, we should be seeing some more Arknights, and I suppose that's the end of the week, isn't it? It's the end of my week, anyway. But yes. So, not a whole lot to be said on that. Tomorrow's stream should be around 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Then, yeah, that should be the bulk of what needs to be said here. Yeah, next week, we should be seeing some more Arknights on Wednesday and Saturday, some more Atelier Yumiya on Tuesday and Thursday, and then some more Guilty Gear Strive on Friday. Yeah, I was initially planning on perhaps every other week or so, swapping out one of the Atelier Yumiya streams for a Mika and the Witch's Mountain stream, but I think I'm going to do that with the Guilty Gear stream instead. Yeah, so instead of playing Guilty Gear Strive every week, as we had been, we're going to be playing it every other week. And again, replacing the weeks that we don't play Guilty Gear Strive with Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I suppose playing Mika and the Witch's Mountain is the reason why we're not playing Guilty Gear. So it's not so much replacing the weeks that we don't play Guilty Gear Strive, it's replacing every other week that we would play Guilty Gear Strive. Anyway. The semantics are unnecessary, but I do enjoy them. If there's one thing I love, it is being unnecessarily specific about many things. Yes, it seems that I'm still not being specific enough about getting my webcam or my capture card set up, though, because we are having issues with that again. Actually, the problem seems to be with my other computer. Ah, okay. Okay, I see what the problem is. Okay. That didn't solve it. There we go. Alright, so now we can go over to the game area. Mika and the Witch's Mountain. Yes, so let's see. Is there anything else that needs to be said at this point? Not in particular, I don't think. Yeah, nothing of any great relevance to the stream or myself. I feel like there should be something, but I've definitely forgotten it at this point if there was anything that I meant to talk about. So instead, let's get our bearings again, and let's resume the game. Yes, so let me take a moment to refamiliarize myself with the mechanics. Yes, so I press R2 to get a lift, and then I can press L2 to dive. Yes. I feel like there was some sort of command I could perform on the broom with the face buttons other than dismounting it. I don't know, I feel like the controls have changed slightly at some point over the game's lifespan. But it could just as well be me forgetting the controls, because again, we don't play this too consistently. So, having reacquainted myself with the controls, let's take a moment to reacquaint ourselves with our projects for the day. So we've got a number of deliveries to make. We did get fired last time, but that just means that we don't have overhead. We're self-employed now, so we don't need to worry about Gref taking the majority of our profits and simply giving us the scraps. Yes, so Opik needs his lunchbox, I do believe. And I think Vanny needs something for their research. I suppose we don't have any reason to do one or the other, so I think we're closer to Vanny, so we might as well go and do that delivery first. Yes, we unlocked the power of these rings. I don't remember if... No, yeah, that was last time. I was going to say, I don't remember if that was last time or the time before, but it was definitely last time, specifically. Alright. There you are. Vanny, you moved your camp. What are you doing here? Oh, why did I move here? Well, can't you see? That gargantuan tornado over there? It must be magical. Mika, I can feel it. But I cannot finish my research, you book-smart witchy witch. My life's work is currently on the verge of ceasing to exist. Look at this mess. My old glass flask is shattered. The tornado broke it into pieces. Ah, Allegra can fix it. You want me to take it to her? No, I don't want to be a nuisance. A nuisance? Yes, Mika, I tire people out with my enthusiasm. I'm aware of that. I shut myself off from them. And sometimes I need help, and I feel bad about needing help. But you're not bothering me or anything. Oh, I just think you've been surrounded by the wrong kind of people who just don't get you, and they made you feel bad. That's not fair. But hey, now you're talking to someone who wants to help with your cool research, so... Yeah, let me take your Grupler Oaken Glass Flask to Allegra. No way. No, I'll find a way. Somehow. I'll take it for you. And it will be fun. Don't worry about it. Not comfortable with it. But okay. Alright, Broken Glass Flask. A little bit challenging to say, but it shouldn't be too challenging to deliver as long as we don't run into anything with tremendous force, which we are wont to do. We have been known to do that occasionally, but the water should be pretty safe. We don't have a whole lot of obstacles between here and there, so it should be a relatively safe drift. I don't think we want to get caught up in too many gusts. Those will allow us to go faster, but they won't be the safest method of getting down. Is that someone new? I don't think I've seen that individual before. Alright, gently down, and landing. Nice. Here you are, Allegra. Allegra, I brought you something to fix. It's Vanny's favorite glass flask. Hey, little one. Glass, you said? That will be tricky to fix. It might take a while. That will be just fine, I guess. Vanny needs a break. She's working hard all by herself again, isn't she? Okay, let's take a look. Oh, it's totally wrecked. I promise it was already like that. Maybe she should just buy a new one. Alright, a successful, if not necessarily satisfactory delivery. Ah, before you go, I need a hand. Kialla brought me her violin. Apparently he was involved in some kind of accident. An accident? Is Kialla okay? What happened? I don't know. When I saw her, she was fine. The violin, it was in very bad shape, almost beyond repair. Anyway, I managed to do a decent job on it, so I was wondering if you could take it back to her? Be careful, little one. A restored violin is a very fragile object. Alrighty. Hey, I'm serious. I don't want it back here in the same state that Kialla dropped it off in originally. Alright. Not as fragile as the... Yeah, not as fragile as the broken glass, I suppose, but yeah, that makes sense. Broken glass is certainly not the most durable of materials in the known world. I suppose broken glass can be fairly tough, but if it was that tough, it wouldn't have broken in the first place, now would it? Alright, I feel like this is going to be a little bit more force than we necessarily want. I also feel that I should probably double check where Kialla is. Okay. He's more or less where we left her, I think. I don't remember precisely where she was when last we spoke to her. Quite frankly, I don't remember speaking to her at all. No, yeah, we did interact with her at least once. For a very early quest. Alright. So, oh, does this? Oh. This one doesn't have a stone. Interesting. Oh, we had gotten all of those. In fact, yeah, we did get an achievement for getting all of those. But I wonder if they added another one. Interesting. Alright, let's go up carefully. As long as we stay fairly close to the ground, we shouldn't have too many difficulties. It's when we get into gusts that we run into trouble. And there's quite a bit of gustiness in this meadow. There we go. I was going to say, how do I jump? That might be what I'm confusing. Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of when I keep thinking that there's a way to gain height that doesn't involve that involves the face buttons. Alright, here you are, Kialla. Here I am, your favorite thief. Haha. Didn't we agree you were the delivery girl? Not anymore. I got fired. Oh, that's too bad. Those greedy companies always messing things up. Just telling it as it is. So, what brings you here? Are you still ferrying other people's stuff around? Yeah, but I don't really know why. I guess I have a gift or something. I just seem to know what people need to fulfill their destiny? It's hard to explain. And you like it. If it making them feel good makes you feel good too, right? Something like that happened to me when I played the violin. Speaking of which... What? I can't believe it. You were wrecked, buddy. Allegra must be a witch. She must be using magic to have fixed it so perfectly. Well, Kialla, are you gonna play it, or maybe some other time? My relationship with music, and with this violin in particular, is complicated. Mika, I was a really good violinist when I was a kitten. I had a natural talent for it, so why study? But after some time, I wasn't up to the task. Not only was I hitting the wrong notes, but I was failing myself. I felt so insecure that I stopped playing. Oh no, I'm sorry, Kialla. It's okay, Mika. You want to hear something funny? I took it out on the violin. Wait, it wasn't an accident? Not cool. The violin is not... Oops. Alright, that was strange. Okay, is not to blame for your torment. Yeah, I know, you're right. Oh, I think I know how you feel. I've put my lessons to get to the top of the mountain aside, now that I know I'm not good at flying my broom as I thought I was. Huh? No way. You're actually really good at it. How else can you explain how you got here soaring on all those crazy air currents? But I'm not good at anything. That's why I'm alone. That way, I can't let anyone else down. I do have a plastic skull's amulet in my cauldron backpack. I don't remember having a plastic skull amulet in my cauldron backpack. But might I offer you a skull in this trying time? I think I have something for you, although it is really bizarre. Anyway, take it. My plastic skull amulet. What? Creepy, huh? Now listen, my mom once told me, the skulls are a medium to our ancestors. If I ever got lost... Oh, Mika, don't get me wrong, okay? But I'm not that mystical. However, for me, this amulet could mean something more rational. Hey, this is not a reminder of your diet, is it? No, no, it's just that this is the first time I've had a proper conversation in a long, long time. And I feel pretty good, actually. So for me, this horrible plastic skull means that I can still connect with someone, and that someone can still connect with me.
Aha!
Hey, you want to see something cool? Sure. I found this pendulum some time ago, but it's not an ordinary one, no. It swings in a really, really weird way. Would you say it's magical?
Oh.
Never thought about that, but, yeah, maybe it is, yeah. Well, I think I know who could tell us.
Aw.
Who are you talking about? Huh? Vanny. She's a scientist. A really cool one. So, you mind if I give her the pendulum?
Oh?
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah, no problem. Okay, on my way. I'll tell her it's from you.
Oh?
Oh, wait. I'm not cool with that, okay? Don't tell her about me. I'm not ready.
Oh.
Or, well, do whatever you want. Sharing it with you was a really bad idea. Alright, a strange pendulum. Alright, so... Oh, hold on. That also seems new. That building off in the distance there, that is... has some sort of wind around it. Interesting. Well, one way or the other, probably we don't want to interact with it too much until such time as we are no longer carrying something that's very fragile, in case some of that wind around it whips us around. Yeah, we'll also have to activate that pedestal at some point, or not pedestal, the launcher over there. That was a little bit of a close call, but I suppose we weren't going too terribly fast. Yeah, we can get this wet perfectly fine. Just need to get a little bit of lift. Take the slopes. Be a bit gentle. Yes, and if we get over through here and up through the ring, then we should be able to get to the higher end of the mountain. Oh. Well, should have gathered a little bit more height before we got into the ring, but this shouldn't be awful.
Hey.
Alright, here you are. Ah, Witchy Witch. How bad was the glass flask? Did Allegra fix it?
Aw.
Oh, not really? In fact, you might want to consider buying a new one. That's a real shame. It was a special one. I'm sorry I wasted your time. I knew I shouldn't have accepted any help. Anyway, at least this time was worth it for my new developments in research. Really? That sounds cool. Does it? Don't you find it boring? Not at all. Okay, well, listen, I've found that if I can trace the energy source of the tornado with something like, a pendulum, maybe? Yeah, that might work. But listen, Mika, listen to me. If I could track its origin, I could finally find the heart of the mountain. But you're still missing a pendulum, just like this one, right? Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh, wait a minute. Why do you have a pendulum? Do you know Kialla, the stray of the meadows? No? Okay, never mind. She found this curiosity, and the moment I saw it, I thought of you. So, here you are. Oh, I see, but Mika...
Huh?
You... I know, I shouldn't have, but... Oh, I mean... This is not easy for me. I just want to say... Thank you for helping me. What? Alright, pendulum delivered, and not terribly damaged. Yeah, so I know that one time, having damaged an item slightly, we did get a bad review. Or at least a less than perfect review. But yeah, I'm still not I still think that was something that we got as part of the story, because here we delivered something that was damaged. Oh. Yeah, we delivered something that was damaged, and it was perfectly fine. So, anyway. I feel so close to completing my magnum opus, Mika. However, I think I still lack a ton of knowledge. Oh, how great it would be if there was some kind of a magic library. It would be so nice reading some arcane texts. I have a magic book in my cauldron backpack. You really are just giving everything out today. You know, why not? Why not? Vanny, I think I have something just like that.
Oh.
This magic book has been passed down from one generation of witches to the next in my family. And, although I haven't finished reading it yet, I know you will get more out of it. So, here you go. I'm lending you my magic book. Yeah, I was just going to say, hopefully we would be able to get this back if it would be, you know, important to our witch studies. Oh, this is amazing! So, it's not so bad getting help after all, is it? Alright, magic book delivered. Alright, so, we have a fishbowl. We do have a fish here, and we do need to go approximately in town to get Opic's lunch. So, I suppose we should probably, there it is. I was going to say we should probably go and try to find that fish. Yeah, so it seems to go in a circuit around this waterfall and this upper pond area. Yes, if we're patient, we should be able to anticipate it coming back up this way. The leap up the falls, I didn't see quite what angle it went up at, but I did see how it circled around, and this should be a... There we go. I was going to say, this should be a good intercept angle, and indeed it was. It looked a little bit uncertain there for a second, but we did perfectly fine. Yeah, I think we're going to go activate that... Oh, hold on. Oh, that's a different fish. That... It looks fairly similar, but not the same. Yeah, I did think these fish were one and the same there for a bit, but it would seem not. Anyway, fortunately fish are completely indestructible and immortal, so we don't need to worry about anything with this one. But yes, so, we need to deliver a stone to the thing. Oh, hold on. I just realized that... Is that symbol... Hold on. Is that the same symbol that was on our magic book? Let's see. Okay. Yes. It does seem to be the same, yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. I was a bit worried there when the water splashed, but it seems that we're fine. Once again, fish are invulnerable and immortal, so no concerns. But yes, so it would appear that the flavor text on the book suggested that it had some sort of relevance to unlock, or like some sort of relevance to the island itself. I maybe should have looked it over a little bit more closely. Yes, has something to do with the island. Okay. So, it's not specified precisely what that something is, or how it relates to the island, but it does definitely. Alright, that's a stone. That should be what we need. Yeah, I had initially thought that was where we needed to go, but no, that's the ring where you exchange things, isn't it? Alright. So, we should be able to, yep, pick that right up. And we should be able to deposit it right over here. Yeah, I wonder... It feels weird that the progress... Okay, to be a little bit more clear in my thought process there. I was thinking that maybe what it was that the wind artifact had deactivated or something like that. Okay, that's new. Okay, that's definitely not familiar to me. That feels like we just suddenly stopped for no obvious reason there. Alright, what did that... I didn't get a great look at the surroundings of that thing that rose up. Okay. But this does seem to be... Oh! Okay. Alright, we have uncaught the fish. You can feel a different energy down here. The wind flows with magical strength. These ruins were built by the ancient witches. Mom told me that in the old days, the apprentice witch's training was much more dangerous. I'll go carefully. We won't go at all, actually, because I'm not going to worry about this right now. We have a fish to catch. Okay. You want to exit the dungeon or continue exploring. When you exit, all progress will be reset, except for the statues you've collected. Yes. So yes, we have a fish to catch, as I said. Unfortunate that we've lost the fish there, but that does seem to confirm to me that this is something entirely new. Yeah, it does seem to be something entirely new. But yeah, I did look at the patch notes. Imagine that, me being informed on something. But yes, I did look at the patch notes, and I did see that they had added some stuff in a recent update. I'm guessing that's probably it, or at least that's part of it. Yeah. The wording on how it was described implies that there's probably going to be more than one dungeon, I think. Or at least there's the potential for more than one. Have a collectible here. You probably should exchange these at some point, but we're not going to worry about it too much. Okay. There we are. And so yes, so there we got a good trajectory, and we're able to make it up safely. I suppose we weren't carrying anything that could be damaged, so making it up safely is not necessarily a concern, but if we had been... Alright, there we are. So yes, if we had been, then that would have been a safe enough for any package that we might have been carrying. Yeah, given the fact that we can carry more than one package at a time, I wonder if each of them has its own collision. Or if it's just a matter of... Yeah, if each of them has its own collision, or if it's just a matter of whether or not I collide with something. Yeah, so we'll deliver this to Old Ovel. And I don't know that we need to go to Ovel's place immediately to get Opic's quest, but I'm sure that we'll need to be in the general area. We could see Opic himself, I suppose. That might be how we initiate the quest. Alright, I think we can smash that pot there in the center of town. Or in the center of this little plaza here. Alright. We were almost there. So, I think it's worth trying again. Alright, there's our former employer and the man who got us fired. I don't feel particularly like talking with either of them currently, so we'll avoid them. And instead we will attempt to climb up this power line again and destroy a piece of public infrastructure. I suppose the fountain itself won't be harmed, but this decoration on top of it will be. Alright, alright. And this should be a little bit better. There we are. Very good. The devil. Feels vaguely apt. Alright, whoops. Alright. Off we go. And over to the aquarium.
Yay!
Captain, I bring to you an azure trout. Oh, it has such a pretty color. It's such a rare catch, Mikina. Its specks are beautiful, too. The way it swims in the rivers, it sure does remind me of a starry night. Alright, very good. looked... Hold on. Let's see. Do we? Yeah. Perhaps I'm not as brushed up on my colors as I think I am. But this looks decidedly non-azure to me. In fact, I would perhaps go so far as to say it looks purple. Irian, perhaps. What are some other shades of purple? I wouldn't say lavender. I guess maybe the lighter patches on it. Well, no, those are decidedly pink. There. Anyway, one way or the other, I can't think of any element of it that I would describe as azure. So yes, a few other fish to catch. Not a whole lot of them, but there's not a whole lot of tanks for them to be in, so that's probably for the best. Another collectible that we haven't used so far. I think we have exchanged at least one thing at least once. Not often, necessarily, but we have done it. I suppose... Actually, hold on. Let me... Right. So... Okay, the only one who's actually highlighted for this is Opic. So we presumably do need to go talk to Opic before we do anything else. He's off in the middle of the sea, as is the wont of a fisherman. Yeah, ironically that makes him both hard to find and easy to find, because there's no one else who's going to be out in the middle of the water. Suppose his boat is... Actually, no, we have seen his boat in a few different places. Yeah, so it's not like there's just one area that the fishing boat goes. Alright, over we go. Whoop. Hello. Ahoy, Mika! Get on board. Come on, hurry up, matey. Ah, what's the rush? What's going on, Opic? Look over there. There's someone in the mountains, hanging off the cliff.
Aww.
Oh, her parachute is snagged on that tree. She's in real danger. We have to help her. Aye, aye. Look, here. Look, take this first aid kit and give it to her. Alright, so. I suppose we do need to be on that pretty quickly here. Oops, most of the medicine was expired. Well, hopefully she doesn't have too many terrible injuries. I wonder if this pilot might have something to do with this crashed plane. Though, the plane has been here for... How many days have we been on this island? 2, 3? I don't know. It was there when we got here, and she most certainly wasn't, I don't think. At the very least, no one pointed her out to me. She could have been up in that tree for who knows how long, I suppose. Yeah, now that I've noticed it, I'm curious at what connection the book has with this island and these symbols. I wonder if we'll get a clear answer on that. Obviously, there is something to be learned here. The only question is whether or not we will, or when we will learn it. Oh, was this? Whatever it is, it's damaged. Right, that's, yeah, okay. Oh, I know there's something we can do with that thing. I don't remember what it is, though. I do wish we could interact with this duck in some way. This magnificent mallard. Alright, anyway. We have a person who is in potentially life-threatening danger to assist, so let's not get too distracted by ducks. Alright. Over yonder. Let's see, where were they? Ah, there you are. I suppose maybe she just had a very, very effective parachute that allowed her to stay aloft for several days after the plane had fallen. Are you good? Can I help you? Perhaps not. Oh, wait, hold on. I did forget about the first aid kit. Alright, so that probably explains part of it. She seems to be in shock. She's not responding. Alright, so. Let's try that again. Yeah, so no need to worry about this getting wet, but we do need to worry about it getting destroyed. Yeah, it's fairly durable, and we shouldn't have too many issues not running into things on our way up. I've said that, but we have gotten a few unexpected impacts here and there. I suppose they're all unexpected. If we did expect them, we would have been able to avoid them. I suppose you can expect to run into something. You can't expect to run into something and not be able to act upon it, but... It's simply if there's no time to respond. Alright, anyway. One way or the other, though, we now have the first aid kit, and we are on our way to assist. Over here, and over here, and this should bring us pretty close without too much trouble. Alright, so let's try that again, now that we have what we need to assist. And down we go.
Ha!
And there you are. Hey! Hey! Are you alright? What? Oh, hi there. I'm just,
Ha!
hanging out with my tree friend here. We are deeply entangled. Right. Very funny. Still, need a hand? I brought you this. I actually do have a few scratches and bruises here and there. Thank you very much. It's kind of you to bring it here. It's really hard to fly over the island. I can tell. I feel like that was something that Mika was supposed to say. Is this a delivery card? Ooh, does that mean there's a new delivery company in town? No, I'm just helping the villagers. It's not fair that Graf left them without a delivery person. So, the card. Well, it's just an old habit, I guess. Oh, yeah, that thingy thing can then be a really handy thingy thing to have when delivering parcels, huh? You know about it? Wait, you must be Moon, the missing courier. Yeah, in the flesh, girl. And you are? I'm Mika, a witch apprentice. And, I used to be your replacement, too. Used to? Don't tell me. Ref got rid of you in order to please W. Sud, is that correct? Yes, you described it as if you were there. Oh, don't take it personally, partner. Being such a Mr. Bad Weather's toady is I'm having a lot of trouble parsing this sentence. It's not particularly difficult, but it is... Something about it just rattles it around in my brain rather than it impacting with anything. Anyway, being such a Mr. Bad Weather toady is his personal brand. So, I'm curious. How did you end up like this? What happened? As far as I can recall, I was having a great day soaring through the sky, and remembering past adventures. Then, suddenly, boom! And I was like, what? Hurry! This is me on my way out of the plane. Whee! Me doing the jump. Fish, fish. That's the wind while I'm parachuting. Fish. So I guess that cheap excuse for a plane ripped apart in midair while I was daydreaming. That's concerning. And now, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm cool swinging by here. Oh, right. Look at us here chatting while you're still up there. Let me help you. Stop. I mean, I have beautiful scenery to admire here while, if I think about my mistakes. Okay. However, you can help me in another way. There are pending deliveries in that seaplane's cargo hold. I'll give you the key. So, you mean the crashed plane near the lower ruins? Yeah, and judging by the smoke I saw earlier, it might be on fire. But don't worry, I know what to do. Some seaplanes use water tanks to extinguish fires. So, if you take something like a sponge and soak it in water, that should do the trick. Alright, we have the key to the cargo hold, and we have a new directive. Put out the fires. You can take a sponge and wet it by dipping it in water. Applying the sponge over a fire will precipitate water and extinguishing the fire. Yes, we've seen that before. We've done that before, in fact. Alright. So, I think we should probably be able to handle that and then, wrap up for the day. But yes. So, seeing Moon here reminded me. I know I've seen... He looked familiar, basically. And I definitely think that... Or I've seen, some of the other games from this developer. They gave you one for, backing the Kickstarter. I don't know if it was for just every tier. But at least the tier that I had, I got one of their previous games. And there was a character very similar to her in design in that game. Yes. I suppose we can just go over to the plane. I think we did extinguish the fire previously. So we should be good to retrieve anything in here. Oop. Is this? Whoa, what about this photo? A puppy? How cute! Oh, and this girl, seems familiar. Isn't she the parachutist? Family portrait. Yes. So while we were having that interaction, where do I need to take this key, incidentally? Okay, I can't get this photo wet, so maybe... Alright, hold on. Let's see, where do we... have the key. Where do we need to take the key? Because we're at the plane. At the cargo hold, but there's not anything... Ah, here we are. Okay, so, considering the plane was on fire a moment ago, several days ago, the door is cooler than I would have expected. Let's see. Oh, is this a marine radio? It says here that it's for Hovel. Okay, let's go see the old sailor. I wanted to check on him sooner or later. Alright, so, it looks like we've got a few things to deliver. We've got Hovel's radio, we've got this family photo, and I think that we do have, if we're going to see Hovel, we might as well pick up that other fish up in the highlands. Yeah, so the radio is fragile. The photo is only water soluble. So as long as we... Well, okay. I was going to say as long as we don't get it wet, that shouldn't be an issue, but if we're going fishing, then things are going to get wet. So, let's just finish these, and then we'll wrap up. Alright. Alright. I'm looking at my ads. I've got an ad up here in about 5 minutes. I don't want to be interrupted while we are in the middle of the... Yeah, I don't want to be interrupted while we're in the middle of business or anything like that while we're wrapping up. So I think I'm going to run a short break, and then we're going to get back into... we're going to run a short break, and then... Well, okay, no. I do have about 10 minutes of ad time. Or ad-free time, so we should be fine, I think. Well, okay, I don't want to be in a rush. And I think it's fine if we, I'll just, in the meantime, do a, in the meantime, I will make my way back over to, whoop, okay. I clicked a little bit early there, so those of you who are not watching the stream, or those of you who are watching the stream, will not be seeing this, I suppose. But, oh well. Anyway. Yeah, I don't feel like talking while there's an ad going on, so we will... Yeah. We'll cut back to when the ad has concluded. I suppose there are some who could be... I suppose there are some who might not be, or, subscribers and whatnot would not have to deal with the ad, per se. But, I don't know. Again, I at the very least want to avoid saying anything of any great substance while an ad is going on. I suppose, in the actual VOD, that won't be an issue. So maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit. Alright, the ad is completed, it seems. So we should be fine. It still says that I have an ad break coming up. Okay, right, because I do have the ad, like the... Yeah, I have the automatic schedule thing. I guess it's... Yeah, it's not necessarily scheduled to... Or the automatic ad schedule that Twitch has doesn't necessarily take into account if I run ads manually. I suppose in that case, well, I don't know. We shouldn't need to worry about it too much, for the most part anyway, so. Delivered. How are you doing? Are you sure you still want to come down for that tree? Oh, don't worry, I'm happy here, thinking about my future steps. Getting some perspective. Okay, so what's on your mind? Oh, just tedious stuff like, am I doing what I like? Am I really happy with it? Girl, you are an adventurer. No more boring jobs, cuz your sabbatical is over. Sabbatical, you said? Wait, adventurer? Yeah, I'm an explorer from outer space. No way, so cool! And how did you end up as a courier? Why the switch? Oh, that, I thought I might need a break from my adventurous life. But it turned out that kind of quiet life didn't work for me. I realized that the sense of danger and impulsiveness is what drives me. I even think I got distracted on purpose so I would crash the plane. Really? Anyway, what brings you here? Ah, right. I found this picture of you inside the plane. Hey, is this my family portrait? Thought it was lost for good. Your doggo is really cute. You make a great family. Oh, Cheddar. I miss your tiny ready bum, buddy. Alright. The most important thing that we could ever deliver. Alright, so, I suppose her being... Are we having control issues again? Yes, we are. The weirdest thing about this is that the controller doesn't, shut off, as far as I can tell. Like, the light's still on. The cord is still... seems to be plugged in. Strange. Anyway. Yeah, so I know that some of their games do involve space. Or at least, would seem to, from what I had gathered from looking at the Steam pages real quick. So, yeah. I had assumed that her design was simply a reference to those previous games or something of that sort. But it would seem that she is indeed from a different planet. Which is pretty nifty. Yeah, I'm surprised that Mika took it so well. Or rather, that she... Obviously, she okay. Took it well is not necessarily what I mean to say. Yeah, I'm surprised that she didn't respond more strongly than she did. She did respond. But I expected her to be a little bit more surprised, I suppose. So yes. Anyway, down to Ovel. Opic, it seems, is perfectly fine for today. Alright, here you are. Makina, what cheer? Long time no see, dear deckhand. Ahoy, Captain. How's it going? Have you been expecting a marine radio that you ordered a while ago? Well, it wasn't lost after all. It was inside the crashed plane this whole time. Nay, I don't remember buying such a thing. Can you tell me who the sender is? It's so pick. Oh, right. Now I have a vague memory. When he was a little deckhand like you, I used to leave him with a bartender at the sailor's pub while I was away. He always got mad at me for being away too long. So one day he said he was going to work at the pub. That way he could save up some money to buy us a marine radio so we could stay in touch all day. Ooh, he kept his word. Indeed. All of this means he's finally ready. Oh, my boy, you may be sailing far from here, but we'll still be together. My pick, my captain. All right, very good. Oh, are you available for a tiny errand? At your command, Captain Ovell. Okay, take this, but be careful, it's really heavy. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Oh, what is this beauty? The star symbols carved all over it. It's an astrolabe. It's an ancient nautical instrument that sailors use to navigate. Whoa, that's amazing. I assume it's for pick, right? Aye, it's an heirloom that's been in our family for generations. It should have been for Pick's mother. Oh, deckhand, don't worry, really. It's all in the past now. I'm fine. We're okay. We're over it. Listen. Despite what happened, he grew up listening to my stories and dreaming of sailing the oceans. I wanted to make him understand how beautiful the sea can still be. And now, he is ready to set sail. So, what do you say, Nikina? Will you deliver my boy Pick, our family astrolabe? Aye, Captain. Shipping right now. Alright, so, we are shipping right now, in theory. But, we do have a stream to wrap up, so instead, let's not do that. Alright, back to the room, and back to business. So, tonight has been Mika and the Witch's Mountain. We have had some fun, and we have made quite a few deliveries, in fact, today. But yes, hopefully we are nearing uncovering some more of the secrets of the island, or at the very least to getting up to the top where our, in theory, witch trainer is going to be. Anyway, so, enough about that, now for business. So, tomorrow, we should be playing some more Arknights, roughly 8:30 p.m. Central Time. I think we're going to be going back to the main story. Yeah, I was thinking again of looking into the current event that's going on, but I don't think we're going to have much time to do much with it, because it's only until the 8th or so, I think. And, you know, the 8th isn't that far away, but we won't be streaming on Sunday or Monday. So, yeah, we wouldn't be... And yeah, it ends on, like, again, around a little before 4 a.m. on the 8th. So, seems unlikely that I'm going to spend a lot of time on that. Yes. So. Alright. I think tonight I'm going to ask for a raid suggestion as usual. So, if anyone has any targets, I would be delighted to hear them. If not, I can find a target on my own. And in the meantime, actually no. I was going to say we'll go over the schedule, but I suppose we do have the next week's schedule to go over. So we might as well do that. Yes. So, where was I? Okay, so next week we should be seeing some more Arknights on Wednesday and Saturday. Yes, we should be seeing some more Yumiya and Atelier Yumiya on Tuesday and Thursday. And then we should be seeing some more Guilty Gear Strive on Friday. Yes, all streams except for the Thursday and Friday streams you can expect around 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And then on the Friday and Thursday streams, I've been trying and succeeding to some extent on some days. I've never quite made it, but I've gotten closer some days than others. But anyway, I'm going to see if we can get those started closer to 9. So again, as much as possible, I'll try to get them done before... Yeah, try to get them done before, what's the word I'm looking for? Before 9:30. But I don't think it's going to be much earlier than 9 at the very earliest. So yes, so with all that established, I'm not seeing any raid suggestions. So I think tonight we're going to go and visit Svella Procera, who's playing a game called Dustland Delivery, which I've not heard of. But, given the game that we've just been playing, it seems very apt to go and see a game about delivering things to places. So yes, so we will wait out the pre-roll, and I suppose we could have also... Oh dear, I'm getting an ad. Well, yes, anyway. It is not the ad itself, though I don't necessarily like ads in particular, but it is what the ad is of that I do not like. But yes. Anyway, it is an ad for the Minecraft movie, essentially. It is for a McDonald's Minecraft movie thing. I do not like the Minecraft movie, what little I have seen of it. The art style of it vexes and haunts me, and I do not wish to perceive any more of it than is absolutely strictly necessary. I have seen more of it in this... Oh, my audio's gotten all weird. Hopefully that's not going through on the stream. But anyway, I've seen far more of it in this few seconds that I was looking at that ad than I would have cared to at all in the entire span of my life. Anyway, so the customary raid message is, as always, we have arrived. I suppose it might also help if we were to set up the raid. So, again, if the audio is indeed Sarah, yeah, spell it for Sarah. Yes, if the audio is indeed weird on the stream, I should probably get through this as soon as we can. But, anyway, so, where was I? I guess I had already said most of anything that was relevant. So, thank you all for being here tonight. I hope that you've had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night every night. And I hope that you'll be well until the next time I see you. Did I send the raid message? I did. Or no, I did. Okay. Anyway, so, thank you all for being here. Yeah. Have a nice night.